Hi, Mr. Patali. It's me, Surya R+J from Period 1, English 9. Uh, Basically, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna recite, um, Romeo and Juliet, lines 229 to 269. So yeah. Um, this is basically a monologue by Friar Lawrence, um, who is who is the father figure of Romeo and Juliet, and was one of the few people who knew about their affair. Um, and then he was kind of the and so then he was the person. Uh, so then after that so after their death, I'm sorry, I've done this way too many times. After after their death, Romeo and Juliet's, he's kind of telling everyone about what happened and how they loved each other and their little and their little story, as tragic as it is. So yeah, here I go. Romeo and Juliet, Friar Lawrence, lines 229 to 269 from Act 5, Scene 3. Okay. I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom and not for Tybalt Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her betrothed, and would have married her perforce to County Paris. Then comes, then she comes to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there she would kill herself. Then I gave her, so tutored by my art, it's a sleeping potion, which so took effect, as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo. I wrote to Rome. Wait, no, it is writ. Sorry, I'm Shakespeare. I writ to Romeo that he should hither come at this dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accidents, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone at the prefixed hour for waking, awakening or waking? I'm gonna go with waking. I'm not sure. For waking, I came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could censure Romeo. But when I came, some minutes ere the time of her awaking, here ultimately lay um, the county noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. And then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she too, desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage, her nurses, this were, privy, privy, sure, and privy, and if aught in this miscarried by my thought, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before his time unto the rigor of his severe law.